All right, welcome back. Now, one of the sectors of the Nigerian economy that is feeling the heat of the economic recession and the free fall of the naira is the aviation industry. Now, that industry has been hit with some unfriendly business experience like scarcity of aviation fuel, inconsistency, if you like, of government policy, and of course, probably the worst of all, forex issues. I'm talking about foreign exchange now. For example, it's been estimated that foreign airlines lost about 64 billion naira in the wake of the new forex policy of the CBN. Now, some of the airlines were unable to repatriate their revenue back to their home country as a result of government policy, placing a limit on how much dollars they can move out of the country. Now, travel agencies which sold about $1.4 billion ticket in 2015 say they are now recording huge losses. The foreign airlines say they sold tickets amounting to $800 million when the rate was 197 naira to a dollar, and the money was taken out when the rate was 320 naira, 20 naira, of course, to a dollar. Now, the International Air Transport Association, IATA, estimates that not less than $600 million belonging to foreign airlines are trapped in Nigeria. Some airlines have already closed shops owing to the harsh economic climate. Iberia, United Airlines, Air Gambia, and some others have actually quit Nigeria for now. Some travel agencies too say they are considering relocating to neighboring Ghana. Bottom line here is that the challenge of forex is very huge. Joining me now to discuss this and, of course, other related issues is Bernard Bankole, the president of the National Association of Nigeria Travel Agencies. Bernard, thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Let me start by asking you, let's leave the airlines, the foreign airlines for now. We're still going to talk about that. Let's talk about your own association. I'm talking about the travel agencies now. Tell me how the problem of forex especially is affecting people like you. I mean, people who belong to your association, the travel agencies in this country.
Okay, thank you very much. You're aware that the airline business is predominantly a foreign exchange dominated business.
More or less.
Everything you have to do in that industry is practically done in foreign exchange. However, because Naira is the legal tender in Nigeria, so
the airlines
the airlines are allowed to trade Naira, which CBN will now give them access to be able to change those Naira to dollars for them to be able to repatriate back to their country.
So basically, the airlines can sell in Naira.
So the airline can sell in Naira
to the CBN.
They take the Naira to CBN to change
the dollar equivalent.
to dollar equivalent and take it out. And that's piling up because they had almost 700 and something million dollars stock in our economy, which they couldn't repatriate.
And basically, one of the reasons could be because there's no dollar supply.
Because there was no dollar supply. Of course, you know where we get our dollars is made mostly from crude oil. And you know the price of crude oil has gone down below 50%.
Absolutely.
You know, and the price, it is not even looking likely that, I mean, it's going to get to anywhere high that it used to be. The vandalization of pipeline that's equally affected the revenue that will have even generated from the lithium. So the government is really faced with that huge task. So that huge task is affecting the foreign exchange availability with CBN. So if it's not available, then it becomes tougher for them to sell to the airlines.
And it becomes a double whammy for these airlines too when you consider the factor of the exchange rate, you know.
Exactly.
You know, the difference now. I mean, the Naira has obviously depreciated.
Oh, it has obviously depreciated.
So that it means they would lose.
Oh, not that they would lose, they've actually lost in that regard. Because if you look at it, at the point where they had the $750 million, what happened to them at that point in time was the fact that the dollar, they made those sales at the rate of 199. And here we are at
199 naira to a dollar.
To a dollar. So at the time of remittance, which is different, you know, there's a time for sale and there's a time for remittance. At the time of remittance, the dollar to Naira had gone to 284 to 300.
So who pays the differential? Is it,
that's a
does
loss
the CBN pay the
that's
differential?
a loss on the part of the airline, and that's what led to the airlines taking some drastic decisions that, look, if I've lost so much by operating my business in your economy, that means your economy is not so favorable. I might as well move somewhere else where it is favorable. And that is what made some airlines to leave. Some that did not leave, they reduced the capacity of their aircraft, like changing from a 747 aircraft that has a bigger seating arrangement to a smaller 777 aircraft.
And we're seeing that right now?
Oh, that is happening right now. British Airways did it. Emirates, that used to have 3 flights out of Nigeria on a daily basis, reduced it to 2.
Is it because there's no passenger traffic or what?
It's not because there's no passenger traffic. It is because the airline they're now selling at a very high rate. And if they sell at that, definitely is going to affect the purchasing power of the people.
And they're not sure they're going to get the dollar equivalent.
So there's no need operating with the capacity you had before. Reduce the capacity so that you can still make money with the little you have.
Tell me how this is taking a toll on businesses like yours, the travel agencies.
Oh yes, of course. The travel agency market takes about 80% of the travel traffic that we have, be it domestic, be it international, because we remain the distribution channel. I mean, we're talking about having 784 travel agencies on the BSP platform, then additional 2,000 plus that are not on the platform, but they are selling through those that have access to it. Definitely is going to have a toll on them, because there's a reduced number in terms of seats, there's a reduced number in terms of carrier. So definitely it's going to have adverse effect on them. And in that regard, airlines started coming up with different options. You must only sell in dollars. If you cannot sell in dollars, then you can't have access to my inventory.
So we're having that situation now where travel agencies are made to sell just in dollars.
Yes, travel agencies were being made to sell just in dollars, because the airline are saying that, look, it doesn't make sense for me to sell my inventories in Naira, because selling it in Naira would mean that we cannot repatriate it. And if we cannot repatriate it, we might eventually lose our money. So we're better off selling in dollar. That is guaranteed that the issue of devaluation does not affect it, as long as we've sold in dollars. So a whole lot of them have been doing that. NCAA, which is the regulatory body, came out and said they couldn't sell in dollars. And they couldn't provide them with a solution or reason why they couldn't sell in dollars. But they are saying that, look, the bilateral agreement says that they can either sell in both currencies. However, preference should be given to Naira, which is the local currency, over the dollar. But the airline are saying that, look, yes, we know, but in the situation whereby the Naira that we have is losing value by the day, we might as well just stick to dollar, or otherwise we'll have to leave.
I mean, you're quite right. I mean, as we speak to the instability in the forex market is really serious. Today, you wake up in the morning, the value of the Naira is probably 300. At the end of the day, the close of the day, it's gone haywire. But this talk about some travel agencies relocating, planning to leave this country, is that correct?
Yes.
And why would any travel agency want to do that?
But let's look at it this way. Of what use is my continue to sell tickets here, and I'm really not getting a return on selling tickets? Or the airlines that I sell their inventories are threatening to leave. Am I just going to wait till they all leave? That's when I will now say, okay, what can I do? This is the business I've been doing for so many years. So I might as well go into Ghana, where I know that the business climate there is settled, and start to do my business. And quite a number are considering that. All I need to do is either partner with a Ghanaian travel agency, and we'll start to work together, and I'll still be able to do business. Remember, there's been a time where they said the cost of tickets in Nigeria was too high, that Nigerians started flying through Ghana. You see, these are business-minded people, and they have to take decisions that will be in the best interest of their business. If some travel agencies have packed up because they just couldn't cope with the fact that there's no business.
Would you have like a rough estimate of the number of travel agencies that may have packed up over this period and the number of job losses we may be looking at?
I don't have a figure to say these are the numbers that have packed out, but I can tell you that we get a huge number of complaints of people saying that they are fed up, they want to quit the business, because these are our members, and they're saying that, look, there's no business anywhere for us to do, that even the airline are even soliciting that passengers should come directly to them because they are going to make those passengers pay in dollars. So if that's what's going to happen, then they might as well just patronize the airlines. And if they patronize, then what are we to do? We are just a distribution channel. We must know that. And that is why we have gone on the move of sensitizing our members, letting them understand that, look, okay, aside those selling only tickets, we might as well start looking at things like inbound travels.
Okay.
Because inbound tourism, we can use this opportunity to start promoting all the things we have locally. There are local areas that we can promote. But in all of this, we still need the support of the government, because there must be an enabling environment. Yes, everywhere is strengthening. Everywhere around the world is strengthened by security, be it America, be it France, be it UK. We see terrorists terrorizing everybody everywhere. But the question is, people are still going to those destinations. Why are people going to those destinations? Because their countries are being promoted. Their countries are being promoted.
And funny enough, we have enough tourist sites in this country.
We have enough tourist sites. We have enough around that we can sell. But nobody's selling us. Nobody's creating the enabling environment. So it's making it tougher for us.
From what you have seen so far as an industry player, how serious is this problem of aviation fuel, in the mix of this?
For me, I mean, when we talk about the aviation fuel scarcity, I mean, it's just one of those challenges.
It's really not the biggest headache of the foreign airlines, right?
It is not. It is not, because it's just one of the things that just added to the existing problems that you have. Aviation scarcity will always come and go. We've had it before. It's not the first time. We won't be the first that will have it. But how do we manage this crisis when it comes up is what is very, very important. I know, I was reading the paper about 2-3 weeks ago where the president of Ghana was saying that they've reduced aviation fuel by 20%, just trying to attract airlines into Accra so that they can systematically convert Accra Airport to be the hub of West Africa.
Are we beginning to see some kind of migration towards?
Oh, quite a number of them just go to Accra to refuel. They go to Accra to refuel.
No, but apart from going there to refuel, I mean, we know that as it is today, we're not being told that Ghana has the kind of forex challenge that Nigeria has. Are we beginning to see some of these foreign airlines now, say, move their operations to Ghana?
The good thing is that most of those airlines that have operations there equally have in Ghana as well. So there's no need them moving. All they just need to do is just going to adjust. Okay, I'll just do this in Ghana and do less of this in Nigeria. That's all they're just doing.
But do you fear that Nigeria could lose its status as the hub in the West African sub-region?
Definitely, if care is not taken, we can lose that. It's just very simple. These are business-minded people. The foreign airline, remember that Nigeria is not the only market they fly to. They've just found out that there's a traffic in Nigeria that is attracting them to come into Nigeria, because Nigeria is heavily import dependent and happens to be an economy that was growing before. Then all of a sudden the economy starts to shrink. Of course, the carriers will start to look at elsewhere. For instance, the aircraft that United Airlines moved out of Nigeria. They moved it to San Francisco to China route. They made it clear to us that, look, this aircraft, so it's not as if we're just going to take the aircraft out of here and go and park it in America. There's already a route that is going to benefit from it. So it's a business decision. But what we're saying is that the government can help us to make the business climate friendly.
What exactly would you want to see the government
As
do?
long as we have consistency in our policies. When you have been consistent in your policies, then people start to find it difficult to say they want to do business in your environment. When you look around, everybody's looking for consistency, because consistency helps people, business-minded people, to plan. And they want to plan to be able to say, okay, in the next 2-3 years, I should be able to make my profit on this huge investment that I'm talking about. The federal government too is equally talking about foreign direct investment. Where is it going to come from? How are you going to get it when the environment is not stable? These are not, you don't need to be scientific about this thing for you to have a clear understanding of what is going on here. And I know that this problem can be nipped. It's just very, very easy. All we need to do is just have the right people take the right decision, and things will work out.
Well, Mr. Bankole, thank you very much for coming on the program. We just have to leave it there. Let's just hope that our forex challenge is sorted out, because it's really affecting almost everything in this country. Unfortunately, as you've said, we're very much import dependent. And when you're very much import dependent, this is what you get. Because everything revolves around, it's like life, as a matter of fact, revolves around the dollar. Thank you very much for coming on the program, and thank you very much for your contribution. Well, that's it on the program. If you want to watch it again, it's simple. Just go to our website, tv360nigeria.com. You'll find this video and lots more there. You can also watch us on YouTube by subscribing to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/tv360nigeria. Or do subscribe now to get the latest videos and updates. You can join us on Google Plus at tv360nigeria, or just like us on Facebook. The address is facebook.com/tv360online. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is at TV360 Online. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next week.